Hey sassy friends, welcome back. Now today's another manicure tutorial video, and I'm really excited because guess what? This is going to be my first time applying one of our new nail sets from the Valentine's collection. Yes, Valentine's collection, have you heard? Color Street recently released 8 new nail sets, all with love in mind. Love is in the air, right? So I'm going to be applying one of those 8 sets, but if you watch all the way to the end of the video, I will show you the other 7 at the end. So today, what do we got on the agenda? Right here. This one's called Belize Bellini, and it is a glitter. It actually reminds me a lot of Tokyo Lights, but Tokyo Lights has a little bit more of like a salmon-y tone to it, and this is definitely going to be more on the pink side of things. But it's gorgeous. Let me show you guys it. Here it is. You guys, if you've been watching my channel, probably know that as soon as I saw this one, I was like, that's mine. Now, before I get started applying this nail set, I just wanted to talk to those of you that maybe have never heard of Color Street before. Maybe you were kind of scrolling through YouTube and you found me that way. My name's Melissa Haole. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And basically, Color Street is dry nail polish, but it's 100% nail polish that you can put on in about 10 minutes. Well, with a little practice, 10 minutes. And they last 7 to 14 days. The price points are great. They're always buy 3, get 1 free. If you want more information on how to shop, you can go right to my website, which is www.sassygirlnails.com. Or I'd also like to invite you into my Facebook community. And there I do lots of giveaways. That's where you're going to get the most recent announcements on what new nail sets are coming out. St. Patrick's Day is coming out soon, guys. And it's also where I invite my shoppers to show off their nails with nail fees. And that's also another giveaway. So head on over to my group if you'd like to join. It's just facebook.sassygirlnails.com. And I think that's it. I think we're ready to get started. So if you'd like to see how I apply Belize Bellini, then please keep watching. Now, one of the perks of being a stylist is that we have access to samples because that's how we introduce people to the product. So I'm going to use one of my samples for an accent nail. What do you guys think? So these are some of my options that I have. We could go with this nice red one. This is called Beijing Beauty. Or we could go with Miami Beach. It's more of like a hot pink color. We also have Charleston Blush. And this one is At The Plaza, which has this really pretty sheen to it. So I would love for you guys to comment which of those you would use. And I'm going to go with this one. I think this would be a really cute pairing. So that's what we're going to do today. I'll use the sample to go onto my ring finger, which is what is your typical accent nail. And guys, if this is your first time learning about Color Street and you'd like to try a sample, please let me know. You can go to sample.sassygirlnails.com and then I'll send you the information in Messenger on how you can request your sample. Okay, so I'm going to open the package. And what's great about Color Street is everything you need is right in your package. You're going to get a nail file, 2 prep pads. This is really important. You want to clean your nails before you apply any of your nail strips. And then there's going to be 16 actual strips in your package. So there's 2 rows. The other one's just layered beneath this one. Now, one thing I always do, and this is a step I always do off camera, so I just wanted to mention it to you guys, is before I apply my nail strips, I like to push back my cuticles. Sometimes I buff my nails. I don't do that every time, but I do sometimes. And then also I like to shape my nails. So for pushing back my cuticles, this is the product that I've been using. This is Sally Hansen's Instant Cuticle Remover. So I basically just put a little bit on each of the cuticles and I smooth it in, and then after that sets for a few minutes, I will use an orange stick to push back my cuticles. So I will link descriptions to how you can access these through Amazon. I'm a total Amazon shopper. So if you want to get some for yourself, you can. And step number 1, clean those nail beds. So I'm just going to use one. And I find it important to not only do your nail beds, but also the pads of your fingers that might touch the product. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean my nail beds. It's just an alcohol wipe. Okay, so with your package, there's always a little bit of a tear point that you can easily open up the strips. And then I'll show you all of them. So here's the 2 layers. Isn't that pretty? I just love the sparkle of our glitters. So basically you have 8 strips per hand for sizing. And then what I do is if I have any leftovers, I like to put them right back in the sleeve. And then I use a flat iron to actually heat seal the end, and I find really good results in doing that. Just remember, this is a one-time use product. Our nail polish is 100% nail polish. You can tell that just by the smell. It smells exactly like nail polish, but that also means that once it's exposed to air, it will start to dry out. Now, when applying your strips, there's actually quite a few ways of applying them. I'm going to use probably a toolless method today. I'm not going to use any nail files or anything. I'm just going to do this quick and easy. But if you refer to some of my other videos, I do show examples on how to use nail files to remove the excess and some other techniques as well. Because I'm going to be using my hands as my tools, I always use my thumbs last because that's what I use the most often for applying. So I like to start with my pinkies and then work my way down. So I'm just going to move my strips. Now I know exactly which strips work for my nails because they're uniform. So once you've been using them for a while, it makes the selection process much quicker. But basically, each of our strips have two different widths on one side to the other. So it really helps with fine tuning which is the right size. Okay, so let's start with the pinky first. I'm going to remove the top protective cover. So just where that purple is, it might be peach depending on which nail strip you're using. I'm going to pull that away. And then there's also a backing you have to remove. So see where that white and silver meet? You just lift the silver, and that's going to expose your actual nail strip. Now you can see I'm touching the back, which is totally acceptable. You can actually move it a couple times. I like to hold it right from the center point. I do find some people, when they're starting out, tend to try to hold it here, but it's pretty floppy when you do that, and it's hard to place. So make sure that you hold it right from the center. And then I'm going to place it as close to my cuticle line as possible without having it on the skin. If you have it on the cuticle, that's going to cause it to lift. You want to make sure it's only on the nail. Here, let me zoom you guys in. And then once you like your placement, to commit to it, I like to go back and forth at the base, then up the center, and then I like to smooth out the sides. Okay, so now that we have the nail bed covered, we need to remove the excess. So what I like to do is I like to smooth the strip over the nail, and then if you can see, I'm actually going over the nail and under it with my thumb, and that's where I'm going to perforate it. So it actually is kind of folding over the tip, and it's going to break underneath the nail. And for the other side too. Then just remove the extra, and you've got your beautifully painted nail. Now notice it might look a little sloppy right now, especially on this side here. I'm just going to use my thumb to kind of go around the edges. You don't want it, as I mentioned earlier, you don't want it on your cuticle line, but you also don't want it to have it on the sides of your nails. And then for that little bit of overhang that I have, I'm going to leave that for now, and then I'll deal with that later. I'm going to let the nail cure, and once it's fully cured, that's when I'm going to maybe go in and clean it up. Sometimes I don't have to do that, and sometimes I will with a nail file. Now, using the method that I did for removing the excess, I actually have quite a bit left over, so I'm going to use that for my other nails. So you can actually, depending on the length of your nails, have enough coverage to have one strip cover two nails. So I'm going to do my other pinky as well. Now, in this case, I don't have any need for saving the extra, so the quickest method is what I call the pinch method, which is also covered in some of my other videos, but it's just, and pinch it at the edge. See how it kind of automatically creates this nice definition on the sides? And now I go under with my nail and remove the extra. Now this one was a little bit wider because our strips do have some variation in the width on each side, on each end. So I'm just going to go through the sides and remove that excess with my thumb. All right, now it's time for the accent nail. So this one's called At The Plaza. I've worn this set before. I love it. I love this pink color, and also it just has such a pretty sheen to this one. Now, if you do receive samples from a stylist, these are typically what you would use on your pinky and what you would use on your ring finger for most nails. So in this case, it has a peach cover. I'm just going to remove that cover and the backing and apply it to my ring finger. Now, solids don't tend to be as flexible as our glitters, so it's really important that you smooth out your nail strip. Okay, and then up the center and over the sides. And then for solids, my tip is to make sure that you really kind of hold it taut a little bit before you pull it over your nail and then perforate it underneath. So do you see how it looks like it's starting to buckle on the sides? That's why it's so important to really pull that nail strip taut before you bring it over to remove the excess. And then really just smooth it out and just work it a little bit extra than your glitters need. Another thing I like to do with the solids while they're right at the beginning stage, still curing, is with a cuticle stick. I sometimes will also put some pressure just to make sure that it's lying nice and flat with my nail bed, and then any excess that I need to get rid of I can remove with this as well. Okay, I'm going to work on the rest of my nails. We're going to do this a little bit in fast forward motion, and I'll check back with you when they're finished. Okay guys, that's done. I love it. I just love to have a fresh coat of Color Street paint on my nails, and Belize Bellini did not let me down. I think it's super pretty. Is it time for the big reveal? Absolutely. Okay, here it is, guys. Now, as promised, I'm going to show you the other nail sets that were in the Valentine's Day collection. And again, these are all limited edition items, so they may or may not still be available depending on when you watch this video. But if you want to shop, again, it's just www.sassygirlnails.com. Or if you have any questions, please comment below or reach out to me. I'm happy to help you with any questions that you have. And let me show you the sets. Look how gorgeous this one is. This one is a glitter dip. It's called Confetti. But what's neat about this one is it might look like the background is actually white, but it's not. Actually clear. No, get this. Last year when I went to the Color Street conference, they asked for suggestions from us as to what we would like to see in future nail sets. And I suggested, now I'm not saying that they picked it because it was my suggestion, not saying that, but I actually suggested that I would love to see glitters that are on transparent backgrounds so we can layer them over color. I have a feeling this will be a future video, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel and click that notifications button. This one is called Sweet Talker, and I know everybody recognizes that kind of candy. So cute. Okay, this one is called Florence Fizz, and I love this one too. I can't wait to try this one. This one's got a really pretty pink in the background, and then it's another one of those glitter dips. So gorgeous. Okay, so who doesn't think flowers when they think of Valentine's Day? This one's called Rose and Prose, and it's got a little bit of writing on there, and then it has a single rose and then a bunch of roses. It's really pretty. This one is called Work of Fine Heart, and it actually reminds me a lot of Florence Fizz, but this one has like a heart punch out in it. So this one's called Haole Latte Love, and it kind of looks like, reminds me a little bit of like a cafe, a little bit of a chocolate drizzle, and it's got the little hearts on the thumbs too, and also on the accent nail. And this last one is a glitter. I know it's very subtle, kind of like a shimmery glitter. This one's called Lustenberg. Aren't these names so fun? Well, that's it, guys. This video is concluded. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.